I call upon the spirit of the owl, messenger of wisdom. Welcome to the Temple of the Owl. Merry meet, seekers of knowledge, for I am Mattsowl, your guide to the mystical realms. I wish you many blessings on this day. In this episode, we will discuss the Cecil Hotel and the Lisa Lamb story. Here within the heart of the Temple of the Owl, deep in the forests of Northern California, we're going to embark on a journey through the realms of magic and spirituality, but know that our path is that of the modern witch. As always, the musings shared within these hollowed walls are but seeds of thought, offerings to inspire the magic that dwells within you. For you see, we're all on this personal odyssey, the sacred dance between practitioner and the unseen forces that shape our reality. A special thank you guys. I see you guys out there listening on Spotify and YouTube. And a special thank you if you're listening to the Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP Digital Broadcasting. Check out troubledminds.org. That's where all the information is. Check out the show at Michael Strange. Thank you to Michael Strange for being my friend and for inspiring me to do these shows and putting the shows up on the network. Thank you. So, and also shout out to the Mighty Rohan of the Exile Minds podcast for helping me out. And this, as we go, as we talk about this stuff, I want to use what I call the message of the day. It's a quote that I find, and it's something that kind of helps me explain what the topic is about. And today's quote is, the Cecil is a sort of a metaphor for the dark side of Los Angeles, the city of sunshine and oranges, of beautiful people and enormous wealth. But there is another side to Los Angeles, the side of the hustler, the side of the con man, and the side of the predator, the side of people looking to vanish or reinvent themselves. And that comes from a journalist, Kim Cooper. That's the co-founder of the Esotouric. It's a company that offers tours of Los Angeles' dark history. Now, I was going to talk about the Cecil tonight, and I want to talk about the hotel in particular, but I'm also going to talk about one of the craziest stories that I'm really into, and that's the Lisa Lamb story. So let's talk about the Cecil. The Cecil Hotel is located in downtown Los Angeles, California. It's a historic hotel with a complex and often dark history. Some of the key points about the hotel. The hotel was built in the 1920s. It opened its doors in 1927. It was designed by architect Loy Lester Smith in a Bronx art style, featuring the grand lobby and ornate decorations. The Cecil Hotel is situated in the Skid Row neighborhood of downtown Los Angeles, an area known for its high crime rates and homelessness issues. Over the years, the Cecil has hosted a variety of guests, including tourists, business travelers, and long-term residents. However, it gained notoriety for attacking individuals with troubled pasts, as well as seeking cheap accommodation in the downtown area. The Cecil has been linked to a number of tragic events and crimes over the year. Now, prior to Lisa Lamb's death, the Cecil Hotel had a long history of suicides, murders, and other criminal activity. It's also the temporary residence of the infamous serial killers such as Richard Ramirez, known as the Night Stalker, during the 1980s. In recent years, the Cecil Hotel underwent renovations and the rebranding efforts in an attempt to distance itself from its troubled past. In 2011, it was rebranded as the Stay on Main Hotel, with some floors operating as a hostel. The Cecil Hotel ceased operations in 2017 and remained closed for several years. In 2019, it was announced that the hotel would undergo further renovations and reopen as a boutique hotel with a focus on historical preservations and modern amenities. Overall, the Cecil Hotel is known for its dark and mysterious history, which captured the public's imagination and inspired various books, documentaries, and television shows exploring its stories and legends. Now, my favorite is the FX series American Horror Story Hotel. And this series is based on some of the stories from the Cecil Hotel. And it talks about why this place could very well be haunted and why it's a haunted location. So this is one of the places that, I would love to go and explore it if I had the opportunity. But I think this is kind of one of those places that I'm kind of scared to go to. Not just because of the ghosts, but because the fact that the place is dangerous, where it's located, the living, it scares me more than the ghosts there. Now we're going to discuss one of the most terrifying stories to me, and like I said before, there was a lot of things going on in the past, like suicides and deaths and all kinds of weird stuff going on there. But this death, it's one of the most mysterious deaths in all of history. And, I have to say a disclaimer because we have to remember that this is a young girl who died, and we have to be respectful and show, we hold her in our hearts as we contemplate what happened. Now, her story is important because it brings our attention that it kind of has a little bit of everything. It has mystery, suspense, paranormal, true crime, detective stories. It's got horror. It's got kind of something for everyone. And I like to talk about this story, and just like I said, remember that it's in honor and respect. Now, Lisa Lam was a Canadian student who gained international attention following her mysterious death at the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles in 2013. Perhaps the most infamous case is that of the Canadian college student. She was found dead in one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks. Her mysterious death sparked widespread media attention and conspiracy theories. Elisa Lam was born on April 30th, 1991 in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. She was a student of the University of British Columbia and was visiting California as part of a solo trip during the winter break. Elisa Lam was reported missing on January 31st, 2013, after her parents became concerned when they hadn't heard from her for several days. She was last seen on January 31st on surveillance footage from the Cecil Hotel, where she had been staying. And this is the part that kind of disturbs me because, I couldn't imagine traveling like that by myself. I don't know how she did it. But Elisa Lam's body was discovered on February 19th, 2013 in one of the rooftop water tanks of the Cecil Hotel. Her disappearance and subsequent death sparked widespread media attention and speculation due to the mysterious circumstances surrounding the case. Now, this is the horror part, so if you have an upset stomach, I'm giving you a warning. Now, the way she was found is because the residents of the hotel reported that the water tasted and smelled funny. They were bathing and brushing their teeth in the water. After several complaints, that's what called the maintenance man to check the water tower and find her body. And I feel sorry for those people because that's something that completely changed their lives. The Cecil Hotel's surveillance footage, released by the Los Angeles Police Department, showed Elisa behaving erratically in the hotel's elevator the night of the disappearance. She appeared to be pressing multiple buttons, hiding in the corner, and gesturing as if she was talking to someone who was not visible on the camera. And if you've seen this footage, you're probably as haunted by it as I am. There are many different interpretations of the footage. What was she hiding from? Is there someone there off the camera? One of the paranormal questions became, was she playing the elevator game? Now, the elevator game is known as the elevator to another world. It's a paranormal urban legend, and it's a purported ritual that involves using an elevator to access another dimension or alternate reality. The game is said to originate from South Korea, although its exact origins are unclear. How the elevator game usually works is it's played alone and late at night in a building with at least 10 floors and the elevator. The player must enter the elevator alone and follow a specific sequence of button presses. The player begins by entering the elevator on the first floor alone. They press the buttons in a specific sequence. And this is just one interpretation of it, but fourth floor, second floor, sixth floor, second floor, 10th floor. Some variations of the game may include additional steps or variations in the button sequence. So it's interesting how there's different legends of it. Now, during the course of the game, the player might notice strange occurrences, such as the elevator stopping at floors they were not selected, or encountering unusual individuals when the doors open. The rules are talked about that a woman in white will enter the elevator and you are not to acknowledge her. She is to ride the elevator with you the rest of the way. And I believe that this entity might be some sort of guardian or some sort of dimensional being protecting the other dimensions from not being contaminated by humans. Now, once the player reaches the 10th floor, they are said to have reached another dimension or alternate reality. You must be cautious not to exit the elevator on this floor, as it is believed to be a dangerous place. Instead, you are supposed to return to the first floor using the same button sequences. Upon returning to the first floor, the player should exit the elevator and leave the building without looking back. It's said that failing to follow this step may result in being trapped in another dimension or encountering malevolent entities. It is important to note that the elevator game is widely regarded as a creepypasta or an urban legend rather than a genuine paranormal phenomenon. There are no documented cases of anyone successfully completing the game, and it is generally considered to be a fictional story meant to invoke fear and suspense. But nonetheless, it has captured the imagination of many, and it continues to be shared as a spooky tale in the online communities. Now, I believe the elevator game kind of acts like a combination lock to other worlds. And I suggest, if you're interested in this, to do as much research as possible before trying this game. Or it could just be an urban legend. Another thing that could be, and when we were talking about that elevator game, because the way she was like pushing buttons on the elevator, and she pushed the buttons on the elevator for the door to stay open. I don't know if she was pushing random buttons or if she knew what she was doing, but it's definitely interesting to see on the video footage what is she doing there. And the elevator game kind of came as a part of this. Now, another thing that could be like she was acting like possessed or like as if like some sort of demon or some sort of other entity. There are many paranormal aspects to the story, and I really wonder what was going on in the final hours. The circumstances of Elisa Lam's death raised numerous questions and theories, including foul play, mental health issues, and even paranormal explanations. The exact cause of her death was determined as an accidental drowning, with her bipolar disorder as a significant factor. Her cause of death was changed several times in the report, and it was ruled as an accidental drowning. Now, Lisa Lam's case gained significant attention on social media, and it inspired various theories and discussions, including speculation about the supernatural and conspiracy theories. The case also prompted discussions about mental health awareness and the treatment of individuals with psychiatric conditions. Lisa Lam's story has been the subject of numerous documentaries, podcasts, and books, with many exploring the details of her case and the impact that it had on our society. Her death remains a haunting and tragic mystery, and her memory continues to be remembered and honored by those who were touched by her story. And that's myself included, because I dove into this topic, and one of the things that I realized was that I started reading her blogs. She was a blogger. And I felt kind of like some of the things she was saying, she's kind of just like me, like questioning authority, questioning society, telling it like it is. I feel like we could have been friends if we met. And the more that I read her blogs, the more I kind of felt connected to her. And I think a lot of other people did too. Because there's so many people trying to help her and find her, like when she was lost. And all these amateur web detectives came out and they did a lot of research for this case, because the cops had their hands full. But, I have a lot of questions, like, why was she acting so weird on the elevator? Like, who is she hiding from? Was it someone stalking her, or was it something paranormal, like a ghost or even a demon? And there are many conspiracy theories, and that's why they're testing some sort. Oh, there was another conspiracy theory about that they were testing some sort of cloaking device at the hotel, and that was pretty interesting. That they added that one in there. Was she playing the elevator game, and it didn't work out because she accidentally did it wrong, like she accidentally pushed the wrong button sequence. I have questions like, how did she get to the top of the elevator? Like, how did she get to the roof of the hotel? There was like a locked door. There was alarm systems that didn't go off. How did she climb these water tanks? How did she close the lid as she fell into the water tank? Like, do I think someone else was there to close the lid? Do we think it was a murder or an accident? Now, in the 2001 Netflix documentary Crime Scene, The Vanishing of Elisa Lam, and I do recommend watching this documentary, but I'm skeptical about the end of it, because I think they did the documentary as a way to finish the story and to say that it was an accident just to get people to quit asking what happened. But I feel that we don't know what happened. I think the only person that knows about what happened is Lisa Lam herself. So I think they finished the documentary just to kind of, close the story. And we don't know what happened. And the reason why I wanted to do this show, and it's because I wanted to help remind people, we don't know what happened. It's a mystery that only she knows. And I feel the story is filled with mystery. And, just talking about her story in general, but at the whole Cecil Hotel, I feel the Cecil Hotel is a part of California history. And due to its past, it has become haunted by the violent deaths there. But I would not go there unless I was with a lot of people and protected enough to investigate. And one of the places that I would love to go, just to go to the hotel and to investigate, would be the elevator. Just standing there in that spot of where whatever happened. I think that would be interesting. But believe in what you want. Just please remember that a soul has been lost, and we must show respect to that. So I ask the spirit of Lisa Lam to be at peace, and that nothing like this could ever happen again. I want to know, what do you guys think happened? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to share and like this show. But I just think there's so many things going on there at the Cecil Hotel. It's, like I said, a part of California history. And I just think that story is just one of these stories that really get me thinking about things. What do you guys think happened there? So, in conclusion, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening to the Temple of the Owl. Thank you for listening on KUAP Digital Broadcasting, the Troubled Minds Radio Network. This is Mattsowl signing off, releasing the spirit of the owl. Blessed be.
For many centuries, witchcraft has been considered evil, associated with the devil and all things dark. Let's break these stereotypes with your host, Mattsowl, of the Temple of the Owl. Let's talk about magic, of the old ways, explore the many roles of the witch, learn the tools of the craft, the history of the science behind this ancient, earth-based religion on the Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP Digital Broadcasting. For many centuries.